Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Dear Mathematics and also welcome to the chapter of limit. In this particular video session we are going to discuss about the basic concepts of limits, then existence of limit, and then some of the problems based upon the topic existence of a limit. So let us start from the basic concepts of limit. Here you will see three types of basic concepts are here. The first one is x tends to a minus, the second one is x tends to a plus, and the third one at last x tends to a. So what do you mean by x tends to a minus? This is read as x tends to a from the left hand side. This means the x is very close to a from the left hand side of the point a, and it is always less than a. Suppose these are some of the points, and you can consider an interval here. Then you can say that this can be called as the x tends to a minus these points by approximating or by considering these points. Similarly, x tends to a plus, this is read as x tends to a from the right hand side, and these points are always greater than a. That means you can consider, suppose this is the point a, and these are some of the points greater than a, and these are very the margin is very small here. Then moving towards to x tends to a, this is read as x tends to a. This means that x is very close to a, but it is never equal to a. Here x tends to a either from the left hand side or from the right hand side. So instead of writing these two, x tends to a minus, x tends to a plus, you can use x tends to a. Then let us have some of the basic concepts again based upon the topic limit. Suppose we are finding out a is any point here, a is any point, and h is greater than 0, such that h is very small, h is very small. Suppose this is the point a, then a minus h, a plus h. We have to cover a distance of h unit here towards the right hand side, then this point will be a plus h. Suppose we have crossed some of the distance of h unit again towards the left hand side, then this point will be a minus h. Then this interval a minus h, a plus h is called as the neighborhood of the point a, then it has two parts. Again this has two parts. The first one is considering the left hand side. Suppose this is the point a minus h is here, then in this interval, a minus h and a, not closed interval a but open interval of a. So in the interval a minus h a, we calculate the left hand limit. Similarly, by considering the right hand side, suppose this is the point a plus h, then considering the interval of, in the interval a comma a plus h, we calculate the right hand limit. So these are two open intervals in which we can calculate the left hand limit. For left hand limit we can use this diagram, and for the right hand limit we can use this diagram. And here you have to be cautious that h is very small, h is very small, that is h tends to 0, h tends to 0. Then let us look for the left hand limit and right hand limit by using these fundamentals. Then let us discuss about the left hand limit of the given function f of x. Suppose the function is f of x and we have to determine the left hand limit of the given function f of x, that means x tends to a minus. This is the point a, and in this region we are going to determine the left hand limit of the given function f of x. Suppose this value is L. Then we have to replace. Suppose this point is h, that means it is a minus h, and the distance between a and a minus h, it is h, and h is very small, that means it tends to 0. So we have to replace x by a minus h. In the functional value or value of the function at a point, value of a function at the point A, we put, if the given function is f of x, then when x is equal to a, then f of x is equal to f of a. This is the functional value. But here we have to replace, as we are determining the left hand limit, so we have to consider a point which is just less than a, very very small, less than a, and this lies left side to the a, and then we have to replace the value x by this point a minus h. And x tends to a minus with h tends to 0, and we have to replace these things here. Now it will become limit x tends to a minus is replaced by h tends to 0, and the function f of x, here the x is replaced by a minus h, and this is called as the left hand limit, and we have to transform it. Similarly, in the case of right hand limit, for the given function f of x, the right hand limit, first of all we have to go through a diagram. Just we have to determine, or we have to plot a point which is a plus h here. This is the point a plus h, and we have to determine the right hand limit. So x tends to a plus, suppose it is given that this value is equal to L. Then here we have to replace x by, we cannot put a here, we have to put the right hand, we have to put a point which is just placed right to the point A. So we have to replace the value x by a plus h, and x tends to a plus by h tends to 0, because the point A have travelled a distance h unit towards the right hand side, and the value of h is very small, I have already told that. So h tends to 0 here, it is a negligible value. So we have to replace these things here, and we have to find out the right hand limit, the transformed right hand limit. So it will be h tends to 0, as x tends to a plus will be replaced by h tends to 0. The margin is, or the value of h is very small. Then we have to replace the value x by a plus h by L, and which is the value is equal to L. So this is called as the right hand limit of the given function f of x. Then we have to define, or we have to elaborate the topic of existence of a limit. What do we mean by existence of a limit? So existence of a limit is none other than it depends on totally depends on left hand limit as well as the right hand limit. So here it is the sixth basic concept, existence of a limit. If limit x tends to a minus f of x, that means left hand limit, is equal to limit x tends to a plus f of x is equal to L, or you can say that limit h tends to 0 f of a minus h is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of a plus h is equal to L, then the limit of the function f of x exists at the given point x is equal to a. So this is the definition, or this is the required condition for the existence of a limit, and we have to use this existence of limit formula for the problems based upon the existence of limit. So let us solve some of the problems based upon existence of limit. So here the given function is f of x is equal to x plus 10, and the question is, does limit of the function f of x when x tends to 5 exist or not? So given that f of x is equal to x plus 10, then finding out the left hand limit. So for the left hand limit, the replacements are, we have to replace x by a minus h, we have to replace x by a minus h, and x tends to a minus is replaced by h tends to 0. So these are the replacement we have to use here in the left hand limit. So limit x tends to 5 minus f of x, just replacing here limit x tends to 0 in place of x, we have to put f of a minus h. As the given function is x plus 10, so we have to replace x by a minus h. That means here the value of a is 5, so we have to replace it by 5 minus h. Then limit x tends to 0, it is x plus 10. That means in place of x plus 10, we have to put 5 minus h plus 10. So these are the replacement here. Limit x tends to 0, 5 minus h plus 10. Then by putting the value of h is here, we are getting 5 plus 10, that is equal to 15. So left hand limit here, it is equal to 15. Then finding out the right hand limit. So for the right hand limit, we have to replace x by a plus h, and x tends to a plus by h tends to 0, and here the value of a is 5. So the right hand limiting value, limit x tends to 5 f of x, x tends to 5 plus f of x, it is equal to limit x tends to 0, it will be f of 5 plus h, and this is the value of x. In place of x, we have to put 5 plus h. So it is limit x tends to 0, 5 plus h plus 10. So limit, by putting the value of h here, okay, this is 5 plus h plus 10. So limit h tends to 0, 5 plus h plus 10. By putting the value of h here, we are getting 5 plus 10, that is equal to 15. So the left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, that is limit x tends to 5 f of x exists here, and that implies limit x tends to 5 f of x is equal to 15, and this is the complete answer for the problem number 1. So here it is the next problem, and the function is given by f of x equal to x cube, and we have to test the existence of limit of the given function f of x equal to x cube at the point x is equal to 1. So here it is the solution. Given that f of x is equal to x cube, so first of all we have to go through the left hand limit and then right hand limit. In the left hand limit, we have to consider limit x tends to 1 minus f of x, and in the right hand limit, we have to consider limit x tends to 1 plus f of x. Then it will be limit h tends to 0, f of 1 plus h, and it will be limit x tends to 0. Okay, this is f of 1 minus h, this is f of 1 plus h. Then here it is the value of f of x, that is the x cube, and we have to substitute 1 minus h for the left hand limit in place of x, and in the right hand limit we have to substitute the value 1 plus h in place of x. And let us see what we are getting here. Limit h tends to 0, f of 1 minus h, it will be whole cube of 1 minus h, and limit x tends to 0, f of 1 plus h. By putting here 1 plus h, it will be whole cube of 1 plus h. So limit h tends to 0, this is 1 minus 3h plus 3h square minus h cube, and here it is limit h tends to 0, 1 plus 3h plus 3h square plus h cube. Then as it is a polynomial, and I will discuss about the limiting value of the polynomial functions in the next video. Just whenever you are getting a polynomial function, just let us put the value of the given point here, and it is h tends to 0. That means you have to put directly 0 in place of the h. So it will be, okay, just we are putting here, so it will be 1 minus, okay, all these values are 0. So it is 1. Similarly, here the left right hand limit is also equal to 1. So left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to 1. That means limit x tends to 1 f of x exists, and or you can say that implies limit, okay, you have to write down here. Hence the final solution is here, limit x tends to 1 f of x is equal to 1, and this is your answer. And the question has been asked to find out, does the limit exist? Yes, the limit exists here, and the limiting value of the given function f of x is equal to x cube at the point x tends to 1 is equal to simply 1. And so here it is the completion of the solution of the problem number 2. Then proceeding to the problem number 3. Here it is the problem number 3, and here again we have to test the existence of limit of the given function f of x is equal to x square plus x. Given that f of x is equal to x square plus x, and we have to test the existence of the limit at the point x is equal to 1. So first of all, let us go through the left hand limit, and here we have to go through the right hand limit. Limit x tends to 1 minus f of x. Here it is limit x tends to 1 plus f of x. Then this will be limit x tends to 0 f of 1 minus h, and here it will be limit h tends to 0 f of 1 plus h, because I have already told that in place of left hand limit, in case of left hand limit, we have to replace x by a minus h, and x tends to a minus by h tends to 0, and here a is equal to 1. So you have to replace x here, x a is equal to 1. So replace x by 1 minus h, and x tends to 1 minus by h tends to 0. Similarly, in the case of the right hand limit, we have to replace, it is the genuine formula, it is the formula. So formula is here, we have to replace x by a plus h, and x tends to a plus by h tends to 0. This is the genuine formula. As a is equal to 1, so replace x by 1 plus h, and x tends to 1 plus by h tends to 0. So these are the replacements for the function f of x, or you can say that the point x tends to 1 plus or 1 minus, and you have to mark it. So by using these substitutions, we have here in place of f of x, we have here f of 1 minus x. In case of right hand limit, in case of f of x, we have written f of 1 plus h. As the given function is f of x is equal to x square plus x. So when x is equal to 1 minus h, then f of 1 minus h is equal to whole square of 1 minus h plus 1 minus h. When x is equal to 1 plus h, then f of 1 plus h is equal to whole square of 1 plus h plus 1 plus h. So by just putting here limit h tends to 0, it will be whole square of 1 minus h plus 1 minus h. And in the case of right hand limit h tends to 0, it is whole square of 1 plus h plus 1 plus h. Then it will be limit h tends to 0, it is 1 and again it is 1. You can elaborate these things, 1 minus 2h plus h square plus 1 minus h. Then by putting the value of h here, because it is a polynomial, so you can directly substitute the value of h here. So it will be 1 plus 1 which is equal to 2. Similarly here, limit h tends to 0, it is 1 plus 2h plus h square plus 1 plus h. Just by putting this value of h here, we have 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and you can say that the left hand limit is very much equal to the right hand limit. So left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. That implies limit x tends to 1, f of x exists here. Hence, limit x tends to 1, f of x is equal to 2, and this is the complete solution for the problem number 3. Then moving to the problem number 4. Now let us solve the problem number 4. Here it is given that if the function f of x is equal to sin x, then does limiting value of the sin x when x tends to pi by 2 exist or not? Given that f of x is equal to sin x, here it is the function, then we have to go for the left hand limit and then we have to go through the right hand limit. Here it is limit x tends to pi by 2 minus f of x, and here it is limit x tends to pi by 2 plus f of x. Then here we have to replace x tends to pi by 2 minus with h tends to 0 and x by pi by 2 minus h. And here we have to replace limit x tends to pi by 2 plus by x tends to 0 and f of x by f of pi by 2 plus h, because here the point is pi by 2. That means a is equal to pi by 2. So the first one is a minus h, the second one is a plus h. In case of a minus h, you have to put pi by 2 minus h. In case of a plus h, you have to put pi by 2 plus h. So these are the two new values for the x. So then if f of x is equal to sin x, it is given that f of x is equal to sin x. When x is equal to pi by 2 minus h, then f of pi by 2 minus h is equal to sin pi by 2 minus h. When x is equal to pi by 2 plus h, here this is the value, then f of pi by 2 plus h is equal to sin pi by 2 plus h. So these are the two new values here. So limit h tends to 0, in case of left hand limit you have to put sin pi by 2 minus h. In case of a right hand limit, you have to put limit h tends to 0 sin pi by 2 plus h. And here it will be limit h tends to 0 sin pi by 2 minus h, it is cos h. Then it is limit h tends to 0 sin pi by 2 plus h, it is cos h. As it is a trigonometric function, so you can directly put here, as it is also not in the indeterminate form. The most important thing is here, it is not in the indeterminate form. So you can directly substitute the value of h here. So it is cos 0, that means it is 1. Okay, this is 1. Similarly here it is also equal to 1. It is 1. This is also equal to 1. As left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, so limit x tends to 1 f of x exists, that is limit x tends to 1 f of x is equal to 1, and this is the complete answer for the problem number 4. Then moving to the another problem, the last problem of this current video session, that is problem number 5. Let us go through the problem number 5. It has been asked to find out or evaluate the left hand and right hand limits of the given function defined by f of x is equal to. Two types of functions are there for the two intervals. So let us go through first the intervals. First of all, find out the point by which we have to find out the left hand limit and right hand limit. So the point is here at x is equal to 1. That means at the point 1 we have to test the behavior of the function f of x. That means we have to find out the left hand limit and right hand limit by using the point x is equal to 1. So here it is 1. Two types of intervals are there. The first one is 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1. That means x belongs to the closed interval of 0, 1. This is the first interval. And the second interval is x greater than 1. That implies x belongs to 1 up to infinity. This is the point infinity, and here it is 0. So in the closed interval 0, 1, the function is given by 1 plus x square. Here f of x is equal to 1 plus x square. And these points or these intervals lie towards the left hand side of 1. So it is the left hand limit. In the left hand limit, we have to use, in left hand limit, in the case of left hand limit, use the function f of x as 1 plus x square. In the right hand limit, use f of x is equal to 2 minus x. So this is the difference between the left hand limit and the right hand limit, and the two functions approached to or given by the f of x. So let us start from the left hand limit, then proceeding towards the right hand limit. Solution. Given that f of x is equal to 1 plus x square if 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1, then 2 minus x, okay, 2 minus x if x greater than 1. So let us start from the left hand limit. Limit x tends to, the point is 1, so 1 minus f of x, it will be limit h tends to 0 f of 1 minus h. So when f of x is equal to, if f of x is equal to 1 plus x square, when x is equal to 1 minus h, then f of 1 minus h will be 1 plus, in place of x, just you have to put 1 minus h. So it is whole square of 1 minus h. So let us put here limit h tends to 0. It is 1 plus whole square of 1 minus h. So that means it is limit h tends to 0. It is 1 plus 1 plus h square minus 2h. As it is again a polynomial, so directly put the value of h here. So it will be 2. Then right hand limit. Limit x tends to 1 plus f of x. It will be limit h tends to 0 f of 1 plus h. Then it is limit h tends to 0. So in the right hand limit, the function is f of x is given by 2 minus x. So when x is equal to 1 plus h, then f of 1 plus h is equal to, it is a constant, so just leave it, minus, here it is a variable x, so in place of x you have to put 1 plus h. So just by putting 2 minus 1 plus h here and then simplifying, limit h tends to 0, 2 minus 1 minus h, again it is a polynomial, so just by putting the value of h here we are getting, okay, directly put the value of h here, so it will be 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. And here in this case you can see that the left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. So we arrived in such a problem that here the left hand limit is not equal to the right hand limit. So finally we can conclude this problem by writing left hand limit. This is the final solution. Okay. As left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, so limit x tends to 1 of the function f of x does not exist here. And this is the complete answer for this problem. So here in this particular video session, just we have discussed about the basic concepts of the limit, and then we have discussed about the existence of limit, and then we have seen some of the problems based upon the existence of limit. In the next video session we are going to discuss about more in the indeterminate form and then the algebraic expression, non-algebraic expression. Till then, thank you.